Hi, so good afternoon, and let us begin this today's class. I hope everyone will join. Uh, as always, before beginning on the today's class, Niharika, good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone who has joined the class. I was interacting 5 minutes ago, so I said good afternoon then. Before beginning on today's class, good afternoon, Tanu. Let us have a quick recap of what we had done in the previous class. I think in the previous class, we had discussed about dimensions. We discussed physical dimensions. We live in a 3D, 4D world. So we discussed that 3D and 4D. So we tried to understand what is the three-dimensional world, what is the four-dimensional world. That was not of any use in this chapter. But obviously, in the coming chapters, this 4D or 3D is going to play a very large part. That's why I introduced this concept here. Please pay attention. Then we discuss about the dimensions of physical quantities. What do you mean by dimension of physical quantities? It is a very basic concept and a very important one. Every year, see, I must tell you and listen to this very carefully, beta. This is a very important point that I'm going to hold this time. Yes, Anusha. So please listen to what I'm saying very carefully. There are a few topics, whether it's in GE mains or GE advanced or NEET, they are favorite for everyone. Favorite for everyone means that these topics always come in the exam. You will always find one question or two questions of a particular topic in any exam, whether it's JEE mains or JEE advanced or NEET. And the first topic is units and dimensions. You'll always find at least one question. Please remember it, beta. Please remember it. You will find at least one or two questions always in any exam from this chapter, units and dimensions. And as you will see, it would be the most simplest question of the entire lot. And that is why this topic, please remember it, it's a very important topic, units and dimensions. One or two questions would be straightforward from these units and dimensions. And when time comes, I'll also tell you how you can make an intelligent guess using units and dimensions. But as I said, it's a guess. I won't tell you and I won't insist that you must be guessing an answer. But as a last resort, when you are there ready for going for the exam, for your main exam, JEE main or advanced or NEET, then I'll tell you little tricks that you can make out, small tricks that can land you with an answer. But that will be at the end of the entire course. Tricks at the end of the entire course. Dimensions of physical quantities. Yes, Akshara, what happened? I probably missed your in which group you are going to send the recorded classes, beta. I think Raghu sir or Kundan sir would be able to enlighten us more in this regard, where the recorded class will be kept. Don't worry, in a day or two, the recorded classes will be there. We are working on it. And I'm sure the recording will be available. Don't worry about it, beta. All the recordings of all the classes till now, all the recordings of all the classes till now are getting processed and they will be there. I heard that my voice is not coming. Let me increase the voice. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. Okay, beta. Now check. Is my sound quality better? Is my sound better? Is my audio better? Someone told me that the audio was less. Okay, Deepak, is it good now? Thanks for the feedback. As I told you, beta, very good, Deepak. As I told you, beta, it's a two-way track. The communication has to be two-way. To run this class successfully, I can't do it on my own. You have to give me feedbacks. You have to give me feedbacks. And with your feedbacks, I would be able to make this class more interactive and better. And I'm always trying. As you can see, every new day you might find something different because I'm trying to make the class better and better. Coming back to where I was, we were discussing about dimensions. We had discussed what a dimension is. And as again, I have short-term memory loss. Can anyone tell me what was dimensions that we discussed in the last class? In short, what was the meaning of dimension? What is the meaning of dimension? What is the meaning of dimension? Anyone remembers it? No one? How many of you actually made notes from the PDF that I sent? Dimension means sides. No, beta. Dimension does not. Latitude. Tanushri said latitude. Deepak says he has made notes. Beta, when we were talking about dimensions, we were talking about dimensions of physical quantities. Latitude, latitude, longitude. Yes, Niharika. Niharika is correct. When we are talking about dimensions, we are not talking about dimensions of the universe, space and time. We are not talking about that data. We're talking about dimensions of physical quantities. We had seen 7 fundamental quantities, and we had also seen every other quantity is a derived quantity. For example, we had speed. Now, to express speed in terms of fundamental quantities, we must raise the fundamental quantities to some power. Yes, Manish, we must raise fundamental units to some powers. That is known as a dimension. If you can remember, the dimension of speed or velocity was LT minus 1. Meter per second, Deepak, is the unit. This gentleman is the unit. Please do not confuse units with dimensions. This was the unit. MLT minus 1, no beta, this is speed. Mass cannot come in speed. You are making a mistake. Please rectify yourself. Speed is LT minus 1. Am I clear with this? And I had given you from the previous whiteboard. I would be sending you this whiteboard as well in your group. So you can see the classes. M0 LT minus 1 is correct, beta. We had discussed some dimensions. Let us go back and see those one as well. Yes, beta. I'll be discussing. I'll be sending you everything. I'll be sending you everything. Don't worry about that. I'll be sending you everything. All data, every whiteboard, my recordings will be there. The PDF will be there. Notes would be there. Don't worry. I have covered you. Our classes has covered you from all sides, from all angles. It's like a car with 8 airbags and all the airbags would open. Don't worry. So everything would be there for you. Don't worry. Let us again recap. We had discussed some dimensions. Let us go back and see. Number 1, speed or velocity. The unit is meter per second. Do we all recollect this? We all recollect this. M0 LT minus 1 was its dimension, correct? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You don't have to say yes, sir. You can just raise hand and I just count raise hand and we will understand. Velocity. Then we had discussed acceleration. Acceleration. Meter per second square was the unit. M0 LT minus 2. Yes, Bhavya, I got you. I got you covered. Very good. Remember again, beta. Remember. When we are talking about dimensions of physical quantities, we are talking about powers to which fundamental quantities must be raised to make that quantity. We are not talking about space, latitude, altitude, or time. Time is one physical quantity. We are talking about that. We had also discussed momentum, mass into velocity. You must know the formula of momentum to find out its dimension. Am I clear with this? M1 LT minus 1 was its dimension. Then let us take some dimension which, okay, I think we had discussed pressure as well. Yes, Bhavya, great. Force per unit area. SI unit is also known as Pascal. That was force per unit area. The dimension is ml minus 1, t minus 2. We had discussed that. Let's see. There might be some quantities which we probably don't know. This quantity number 9, density. Okay, one small hint, beta. Please listen it carefully. Whatever you see on your screen, you might be using a mobile phone, you might be using a laptop, or you might be using an iPad. There's a thing that you can do. You can pinch and zoom it. So if you think that is smaller, as I can see on my iPad, I can pinch and zoom it. So I can make it bigger. I hope you are getting my point. So if you see that it is smaller, you can make it bigger. If you are seeing this on a mobile phone is the screen is small, you can pinch and make it bigger. Are you getting my point? Yes, sir, I have done it. Very nice, Kruti. Very good. That's so intelligent of you. Well done, Kruti. So I would request all of you, if you see that it's smaller, you can pinch it and make it bigger. I can also do it, but again, I'll have to again pinch it down and bring it back. I'll lose a lot of time on this. Okay. Then this quantity is something new, angular displacement. Have you heard about this quantity, angular displacement, anyone? Angular displacement, theta. You have heard about displacement, normally displacement. Angular displacement is something when, yes, Bhavya has heard it, it's when something is moving in a circular motion, circular path, and he goes from one point to other. For example, if I draw a small circle over here, I hope you can see this. This is the center. Suppose the particle is at point P to begin with. Then he reaches point Q. So what has happened, beta? It has changed its position on the circle. It has moved some angle theta. This theta is known as angular displacement. Am I clear with this? So this angular displacement comes into the picture when we are talking about circular motion. You might have studied circular motion in 9th standard, if I'm not wrong. It's CBSE. Circular motion is there. And this angle is normally in radians. And also we have discussed how do you get this plane angle. It is this arc length divided by this radius. Do we remember that definition of radian, or how do you get the value of theta? Theta is a ratio, plane angle is a ratio. Do we remember that, everyone? Do we remember that? Yes, Charit, you must write it in your notebook. Again, Akshaya, everyone, I again request, please do not send me message on my Astik Udenia wala ID. You will see another ID. Astik likha hai isme, Astik AASTIK short, which is not sharing any video, who is not sharing, who is on mute. Please send your chats on this one. It becomes very difficult for me to see it on the laptop beta. Please. Yes, Deepak, length of the arc divided by the length of radius. Length of radius is wrong English. It should be radius only. So that is theta. So this is angular displacement. And as you can see, its unit is radian and its dimension is 0. It does not have any dimension. There might be terms which you might note, which you might not know. For example, moment of inertia. For example, torque. Don't worry. Whatever terms you don't know, and I would be giving you DPP today, there would be questions on terms that you don't know. Don't worry. Don't panic. Remember, you can always come back to this table and see which term is coming in the question, and you can use its unit and its dimension. We have to take small steps, baby steps. We can't learn all these 60, 70 terms in one go. Give it time. If there is a question that comes in your DPP, come back to this table. I'll again be sharing the PDF. Don't worry about it. Come back to this PDF, look at the term, get its dimension, and solve the question. Am I clear on this regard? In this regard? Okay. So you can go through a lot of terms. Gravitational constant. You might have heard about this term, gravitational constant G. You might have heard about it. We will try to find out its unit and also its dimension. We'll do everything. So again, I will give you some time, today's time, to go through all these terms. You might not be able to remember all of these, but whatsoever you have heard about, just go through these terms, and that would be a very nice thing that you can do for me and as well as yourself. Can you do that for me, everyone? As I told you, this class cannot be one-way traffic. It has to be two-way traffic. One-way traffic, well, we are bound to have accidents. That's why you have two lane, one lane for going and the other lane for coming back. Yes, Induja. So please go through all these dimensions. I will give you one more day. No matter, there are many things that you might not have heard. Say, for example, this Boltzmann constant. Sir, we have never heard about Boltzmann constant. Not a problem. Just see its dimension. If you can remember it, very good. If you can't remember it, and if it comes in a question, just see its dimension from here and use it. One more thing, in the PDF, the dimension is written like theta. What does this theta mean? What does this theta stand for? When we were discussing fundamental units or dimensions of fundamental units, we did not see theta. We saw L for length, M for mass, T for time, K for Kelvin, A for ampere, MOL for mole, and D for candela. We never saw theta in the fundamental units. What does theta mean here? Can anyone tell me what does theta mean here? Waiting. Tanu, theta doesn't mean plane angle because plane angle does not have any dimension. Theta does not stand for ratio, beta, because again, ratio does not have any dimension. Trigonometric ratio does not have any dimension. Akshara says don't know. Swati says radian. A bit of confusion. Listen to me carefully. This theta should not be theta. This theta should have been K. And what is K? K stands for Kelvin or temperature. So in some books, some notes, you will find instead of K, theta being used. Forgive. It's K. It's not theta. Kelvin. Yes, Anjali. Am I clear with this now? So can you go through all this? You might not know what is van der Waals constant A. I understand it. Just go through them. Latent heat, I think chemistry sir has taken this quantity of latent heat. So now you know its unit. Now you also know its dimension. So beta, in the next class, you can surprise him. Sir, we know the dimension and unit of latent heat. Specific heat also he was talking about. You can now tell him that, you know, we know this quantity, we know its unit, and we know its dimensions. Am I clear with this? Shall we move ahead with today's class? That was all sort of a recap of the previous one. We had a big recap today because we discussed L stands for length beta, dimensions of length. L stands for length. I guess you were not in the last class. Everyone knows L for length. Again, I repeat, L for length, M for mass, T for time, K for Kelvin or temperature, A for ampere or electric current, MOL for mole or amount of substance, CD for candela or luminous intensity. Yes, Shavya, don't worry. Every problem in the PDF, every problem in the DPP, I told you we have got you covered. You will get the solutions, you will get the answers, we will discuss it in the class. Don't worry. All the whatever problems we do in the class, apart from DBP, they're all solved. They are all solved in your notes. Don't worry. We got you covered. We got you covered. Don't worry. Anything that troubles you is more a trouble for me and the institute rather than a trouble for you. Any trouble, shoot your message. We'll get it sorted out. Done? Are we game for it? Shall we move ahead with today's class? So that was a recap, a big recap, I must say. And now we move to today's class. In the previous class, we had discussed dimensions. We went to the dimensions once again. I understand it's a new topic for you. We can take our time. Not to worry, we have enough time to complete your course. So now with today's class, what we'll start with are some important points that is going to help us in solving problems of units and dimensions. Important points. Please note, please start to make your notes as well, because you might not find everything that I say in the class in your notes. Remember, that's why you need to come to the class. What happens in the class remains in the class. You will have a recording and you can't get the experience back. No notes can replace the class. Please come to the class. Now, these important points are going, they might look very simple. In fact, physics is very simple, beta. But then these simple things will make you better and better in physics. So we'll go on these simple points, and that will help you in solving variety of tough problems. We'll go to the toughest problem that has come in JEE Advanced on units and dimensions. And with these simple things, you will be able to do it. And that's my promise. So let us start with the first important point that you must remember. What should be the first important points? Now, many a times you would be comparing two quantities. Now, when you are comparing two physical quantities, those physical quantities, I'll write so that you also get time to write. Physical quantities of same units representing, I'm using short form for representing the same phenomena can only be compared. So many a times you would be comparing physical quantities. Now, when you're comparing physical quantities, they must be explaining the same thing. For example, we'll always cite examples because I think example is the best way to understand a concept. For example, I have one physical quantity work and I have another physical quantity acceleration. Now, work represents a different physical quantity. Acceleration represents a different physical quantity. Can we compare these two? This work is more and this acceleration is less. Can we compare physical quantities which are different in nature? Yes or no? I'm waiting for an answer. Can I compare work with acceleration? Or can I compare mass with time? All are physical quantities. Can I compare two physical quantities which are different? No. Yes. It's a very basic fact. Very important point, beta. The simplest of facts are very basic. If you understand them correctly, it will go a long way in solving very difficult problems. I assure you that. I guarantee you that. So you cannot compare work with acceleration. We cannot compare physical quantities. We cannot compare physical quantities which are different in nature. Then what can we compare? What can we compare? We can compare two quantities which are similar. Say, for example, if one quantity is velocity. If we want to compare velocity, we can only compare it with what? Velocity can only be compared with? Anyone with an answer? No, velocity cannot be even compared with speed, Shruti. Speed is a scalar. Velocity is a vector. You can't compare them. You cannot compare mass with weight. No. You cannot compare velocity with acceleration. No. Please try to understand the essence of what I am talking about. We cannot compare velocity with displacement, Hanak. We cannot compare velocity with time. How will you compare, Bhavya? Think. My velocity is 5 meters per second and I am taking 10 seconds to go from here to there. How does 5 meters per second compare with 10 seconds? I cannot compare length with velocity. No, Shavya. I can only compare velocity with velocity. Am I clear with this concept? Two quantities can only be compared when they are similar, when they are same, when they represent the same quantity. I cannot compare mass with time. I cannot compare velocity with time. I cannot compare velocity with acceleration. No. Very important point. Only similar quantities can be compared. Can I have some raised hands that we have understood? It's a simple concept. Simplest of concept. Raise hand. Good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Come on, come on. 13 you are. बहुत सारे बच्चे हैं class में. There are too many kids in the class. Only 13 have understood it. What about the rest? 18. Great. 19. At least 30. I should have at least 30. 50% hands. 19. I'll repeat to get the hands to 90 or more than 30. We can't compare. Shavya, we can't compare. See, you have an apple and you have a mango. How would you compare an apple with a mango? An apple can only be compared with an apple. You can compare two apples. Okay, ye lal hai, this is white, this is meetha, this is sweet, this is not so sweet. I can't compare a mango with an apple, or a mango with a banana, or a mango with a watermelon. They are different quantities, dear. Yes, Ravya. So we can only compare two quantities which are similar. But again, there is a small glitch. First thing is velocity can be compared with velocity. The small glitch is they must be in the same units also. Same units? What does that mean? For example, if I say one velocity is 20 kilometers per hour, 20 kilometers per hour. The other velocity is 10 meters per second. I'm talking about the magnitudes. One is 20 kilometers per hour. Another is 10 meters per second. Remember, the quantity is same. Quantity is velocity. Unit is dimension is meter per second. Unit is one unit is meter per second. The other is kilometer per hour. Can I compare them? Can you tell me just by looking at it? Just by looking at it, Shavya, anyone, just by looking at it, can someone tell me कौन सा बड़ा है, कौन सा छोटा है? Which one is bigger, which one is smaller? 20 kilometers per hour is more or 10 meters per second is more? Just by looking at it, and you don't know anything about it. Yes, Shavya, unit should be same. Correct, Induja. Correct. Either convert kilometer per hour into meter per second or do the ulta. Convert meter per second into kilometer per hour. Then you compare. Then you will be able to tell me which is more and which is less. Very important point, beta. Very important point. And this will go a long way in solving the most difficult problems. Very important point. Physical quantities which are same in the same units can be compared. You can only compare velocity with another velocity, not even speed. No, not even speed. You can compare velocity with velocity, but they must be in the same units. Am I clear with this? So if it's not clear, you can ask your doubt. Someone talked about work and kinetic energy. I saw some work. I forgot the name. I did not see the name. Okay, Abhiram, got it. Someone talked about work and kinetic energy. So I write work here. And I write kinetic energy here. Now, same question arises. Can I compare work with kinetic energy? You don't know what is work, what is kinetic energy, probably. These are two different terms, physical quantities. Can I compare work with kinetic energy? Hanak says yes. Well, Hanak, I must appreciate your concern and your, what should I thought? But work and kinetic energy. Energy is the capacity to do work. Agreed. In that sense, probably you can compare work with kinetic energy, but in the context of what we are talking about right now, work is work. Work is something that you do. Kinetic energy is an energy that can be converted into work, but that does not mean that they are same quantity. They are not same. They can be converted from each other. Any form of energy can be converted to any form of energy. Then will you say, Hanak, that they are same? So you will say sound energy is same as light energy, or mechanical energy, or electrical energy, or solar energy, or wind energy. No, Hanak, you will not say that, right? You can convert them from light energy to electric energy. Yes, because they are energies. Work done is, energy is the capacity to do work. Yes, but you can't compare them. You can't compare them as physical quantities. So what I mean, why I understand you cannot compare work with kinetic energy, though they can be converted into each other. Am I clear with this? Clear with this concept of comparing of physical quantities? Shall we move ahead with the next one? Next important point. So what is the next one? Now, if you want to add or subtract physical quantities, whether they are scalars or whether they are vectors, physical quantities, please keep on writing. If I'm also writing, so you can also write while I'm writing. Physical quantities can only be added or subtracted. Simple points, beta, but they are very, very important. Subtracted if they are, fill up the blanks. Important points, very important to understand. I've written half of it. Can anyone complete it? Physical quantities, very good, Hannah. Physical quantities can only be, Hannah ke karan I can't see what I was written. Physical quantities can only be added or subtracted if they are same. We must also add something apart from same. Same means same dimensions, same quantity, same dimensions. Apart from dimensions, I also should add one more thing we discussed in the last. Units, yes, Kriti. They must be in the same dimension and same units. Then only we can add or subtract. Okay. Velocity. If I can only add or subtract velocity with velocity. Whether it's a scalar addition or vector addition, we'll come to that later on. Right now, we are talking about magnitudes. So velocity can only be added or subtracted with velocity. But again, if this is in kilometer per hour, this is in meter per second, it doesn't work. So they have to be in the same units. Am I clear with this? Physical quantities can only be added or subtracted if they are same in dimensions and in units. Clear? So let me ask you a small question. A question arrives. Question. So x is equal to y into t plus z into t square. This is a simple question. Now this x is length. I have not told you anything about anything. This t stands for time. So this t also stands for time. Now, here I am adding two quantities. Can anyone tell me what are the two quantities I am adding? This is my first quantity that I'm adding. This entire thing is my first quantity, and this entire thing is my second quantity. Now, can you tell me, I'm adding two physical quantities. Should their dimensions be same or not? Should the dimension of one be same as the dimension of two? Same. Hanak says same, Kruti says same. So you understand the concept of what we have written in point number 2. Dimension should be same when you want to add those quantities. Okay, now just apply a bit of common sense and tell me what should be the dimensions of 1 and 2. This first quantity, which is y into t, and the second quantity, which is z into t square. Can you guess? Can you tell me what should be the dimensions of y into t and what should be the dimensions of z into t square? Remember, I have not told you how to get it. But if you can apply some common sense, you can get the answer. Okay, tell me. Now, x is length. X is length. Now, what can length be equal to? What can length be equal to? Length can only be equal to length. Yes, Niharika, you are correct. Length can only be equal to length. Length cannot be equal to time. Length cannot be equal to velocity. Length cannot be equal to speed. So on the right hand, on the left hand side, this is the left hand side of the equation. On the left hand side, we had length. We are comparing two quantities. Left hand side, right hand side. Left hand side, very important point, beta. Please remember. Left hand side, you have length. So what should be on the right hand side? Right hand side should also be length. So these two quantities should also be length. Are you getting my point, everyone? These two quantities should also be length. And since quantity can only be added or subtracted if they are same, so number 1 has to be length and number 2 should also be length. Remember, we are talking about dimensions. Am I absolutely clear to everyone? Samruja, what are you saying? Meter per second? I'm not talking about beta. What are the dimensions of y? I was only talking about the dimension of y into t. Probably you gave me the dimensions of y. That is correct. It's meter per second. We'll come to that question. You have taken me forward in time. Good. Very good. So do you understand this concept that quantity number 1, which is y into t, must be length. Quantity number 2, z into t square, must be length, because on the left hand side, we have length. Is it clear to everyone? Yes, sir. Clear? Okay. We'll write this point separately. I just wanted to make you understand it in a different way. I hope I am successful. Yes, Amruja, good. I hope I am successful in my attempt. So we have seen two important points. Let me quickly get to the third one. And as you can see, first, the second one was dealing with addition and subtraction. And physics is very logical. If the second one dealt with addition and subtraction, what should be the third one dealing with? Use your brain. Second one, we said physical quantities can only be added or subtracted when they are same. Yes, Shavya, multiplication, not multiplication. Add something as well. Multiplication and divisions. Yes, Anak, you are absolutely correct. Very important point. Point number 3. That's right. What should be point number 3? So again, we start with the same thing. Physical quantities. I'm writing short form for physical quantities. Physical quantities of different dimensions and units can be multiplied or divided. Fill up the blanks. Now, if I multiply or divide different physical quantities, what will be the result be? Same. Result will be same. I don't understand, Shavya. What do you mean by same? Sorry, I don't understand it. Now I've got two physical quantities. Let us suppose I have got length and I have got time. And I divide length by time. So what is the result? That is the answer of fill in the blanks. First finger first. What will happen if I multiply or divide physical quantities? And the answer is coming here. And this is the answer. To give rise to new, if you don't want to call them new, you can call them derived. You can also call them derived physical quantities. Very simple example. Let us give a very simple example. Can anyone give me that example? For example, if I divide distance, which is in length, which is the length, which may be in meter, centimeter, kilometer, and if I divide it by time, different physical unit, different dimension, I can't add them. I can't add distance with time. Doesn't make sense. I can divide. It makes sense. I get speed. I get a new physical quantity equal to speed. Yes, Raju, you are correct. Another example, if I take mass, which is one physical quantity, and multiply it by acceleration, which is another physical quantity, not a fundamental one, but a derived one. If I multiply mass by acceleration, what do I end up with? Anyone, what do I end up with? I end up with force, which is a different physical quantities. So what we have understood from this small discussion that we had, if physical quantities are multiplied or divided, we'll get new quantities. As simple as that. Mass by volume is density, correct? New physical quantity. Speed into time is distance. Yes, I new physical quantity. You can get as many infinite number of physical quantities. Am I clear with this concept of multiplication and division, addition and subtraction and comparing? Keep everything in mind. Simple things, very important for your future endeavors, whether it's JEE, main, advanced or NEET. We'll come to questions, don't worry. In fact, whatever we are doing here as examples, please remember, bacho, all these are questions as well. Shall we move ahead to the next one? Next important point. I must finish these important points today. Sir, in speed and velocity, someone told me something. Let me go back. Oh, where is the chat? this sir, speed and velocity, dimension and unit are same. So why they can't be added or subtracted? Tanu, speed is a scalar. Velocity is a vector. That's your answer. So basically, apple and oranges. Apple and oranges are still fruits. So here you are comparing apple with brinjal or anything else which looks similar. Or you are comparing brinjal with banana. They have the same shape. But brinjal is a vegetable and banana is a fruit. I can't compare a fruit with a vegetable. Understood, sir? Good. See, beta, you have been learning for quite a while. You might have heard things. And when I tell you something, you might feel, sir, we don't understand it. We have not heard it that way. Please ask me questions. I assure you that I would be able to clear your doubts. I try my best to clear your doubts in whatever way possible. I might give you some stupid examples like brinjal and banana. But yeah, scalar and vectors can't be compared better. Let us come to the fourth point. In an equation, so many a times you will be encountering equations in physics. You might be calling them formulas. Formula doesn't look good, doesn't sound good, does not mean it. Equations is what we are talking about. F is equal to G m1 m2 by r square. That's an equation. That's not a formula. Formula doesn't happen in physics. Equations happen in physics. In an equation, the dimensions of physical quantities on LHS. LHS standing for left-hand side. Fill up the blanks. First your finger first. What will happen? You have an equation. The dimensions of there would be 2 or 3 different types of physical quantities coming there. Some physical quantities on left-hand side, some physical quantities on right-hand side. Hannock says LHS is equal to RHS. That's very correct. We have also discussed it. Do you remember where we discussed it? Yes, Raju. LHS is RHS. Let me go back. Here. See, we have discussed this. X was in LHS. It had the dimensions of length. And then we understood that RHS must have the dimensions of length. So in an equation, if you write an equation, it will be only correct if dimension on left-hand side is equal to dimension on right-hand side. Am I clear with this concept of left-hand side and right-hand side? Yes or no? Yes, Ajay says yes. Thanks, Ajay. You are talking for the first time, I think. Yes, Niharika, Raju. Good. Let me cite an example, simple example. For example, I have F is equal to G. What is this G known as? We discussed about this G, capital G. What is this G? G is not gravity, G is not acceleration, G is not gravity constant. I'm getting a few very close ones, but none of them is absolutely correct. G is known as universal gravitational constant. Yes, yes, Ajay, that's correct. Universal gravitational constant. That is capital G. Now, yes, better sorry, yeah, that's correct. Now, look at the left-hand side, look at the right-hand side. Very important. Simple problem. It makes us understand great concept. On left-hand side, we have force. So what should be the dimension of the right-hand side? This is obviously force. So what should be the dimension of right-hand side? It must be equal to the dimension of left-hand side. So this entire thing has to be force. The dimension must be same as the dimension of force. Am I clear? Yes, Anna. Your name is Anna. Great. Anna, I think means a brother, big brother, right? Anna. Okay. So left-hand side must be equal to right-hand side in any equation. Am I absolutely correct? And do you agree with me, everyone? Anyone who doesn't agree with me, please come up. It seems like you agree with me on this. Yes, sir. Anna says yes, sir. Good, Anna. Okay, two more small points left. Let us discuss those two small points as well. Point number 6. Oops, red is not good. Let me erase it. Oops, why is not getting erased? Eraser. Good. Let me go back on blue and let me go back on drawing. Okay, number 5. Yes, I like number. Oh, what happened? Number 5. This is good. Number 5. Now, again, it's a very small thing. We have already discussed it. Numbers or ratios. Numbers or ratios. Fill up the blanks. Fastest finger first. Tell me what will be coming ahead. See the future. Tell me the future. Numbers or ratios. What will come next? Numbers or ratios? Anyone? What is going to come? What am I going to write? Numbers or ratio? Should be equal. Units. Any more idea, Anna? Any more thing that you can enlighten me on? Numbers or unit don't have. Can you complete the sentence now? Numbers or unit don't have. Units or dimensions. Yes, Anna, correct. So whenever you come across a number or a unit, it does not have a unit. Whenever you come across number or ratios, it does not have a unit. It's only a number. Am I clear with this? Example of such quantities which are only ratios or numbers. We had discussed some quantities last class. Someone told me some very, very new and interesting physical quantities. I gave you an example of specific gravity. I gave you the example of specific gravity or relative density. Then someone else told me plane angle. That is also a ratio. Then someone told me refractive index, trigonometrical ratios. Yes, sine theta, cos theta, all are ratios. So they do not have any unit or dimension. Am I clear with this concept? Ratios or numbers do not have any unit or dimension. Shall we move ahead with the last one? Okay. Now, coming to the last important point of this class, and that will be again helping you a lot in solving some difficult problems. Now, some terms are always numbers. Now, it might sound very ridiculous. Some terms are always numbers. What do you mean by this? Some terms are always numbers. Let me give you an example. As I always said, an example is the best way to understand a concept. Suppose you have sine of, you understand the meaning of sine? Trigonometric ratio sine, sine, cos, tangent, tan, cosec. Yes, sir, you understand. Okay, so you have sine of x, or you have tan of x, or you have cos of x, or you have log of x, or you have something known as natural log. We'll come to this natural log, don't worry. You have natural log of x, or you have 2 raised to the power x, or you have 10 raised to the power x. I'm citing some examples that are coming to my mind. Everywhere you have this x as some quantity. It may be a physical quantity. Question. What do you think would be the dimension of x in all these cases? Sine of x, what is the dimension of x? Tan of x, what is the dimension of x? Cos of x, what is the dimension of x? No dimension, Anna says. Yes, beta. So x is dimensionless, or x has to be a number. X has to be a number. Are you getting my point, beta? In all these cases, x must be a number, because I cannot find, say for example, sine of 10 meter. Nikalo. 10 meter ka sine nikalo. 10 meter ka sine is not possible. Important point, beta. Please remember, sine is only possible. Sine is a ratio. It cannot have any unit. Sine of 10, yes, possible. Cos of 20, possible. Cos of 20 meters, not possible. So they have to be dimensionless. Am I clear? So in all these cases, x has to be a number. Also, let me add here, this entire quantity sin x, or entire quantity tan x, or entire quantity cos x, this also must be a, x is a number. We understand this. What about sin x? What about sin x? What is sin x? Sin x is also a number. Yes, Anna, that's very correct. Sin x is also a number. So x is a number. Sin of x is also a number. Am I clear with this concept? That whenever you come across these terms, x is a number and the entire thing is also a number. I'll be sharing you with all the notes. I'll be sharing this entire whiteboard with you just after the class. I'll be also sending you my PDF. My PDF may not have all this that I've taught today, but I'll be sending you whatever I taught today in a different way. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Don't have to worry. We have got you covered. I must tell you, we have got you covered from every angle. I would be posting the DPP as well. Once I post the DPP, I would be only posting the questions and their answers. After a day or two, depending on the number of questions, I would be giving you the solutions. And then when you are done with the solution, we'll also discuss it in the class. So we'll be covering you from all sides, from all angles. So don't worry. If you have missed the class, still don't worry. The entire whiteboard is going to come in about 2 minutes on your screens. The entire whiteboard is going to come. The recordings will be available very soon. We are getting the things done. Don't worry, everything is covered up. I must again tell you a small information that bio ma'am, she is not feeling well today. So you will not be having any bio class. So after this, if you are in the medical group, BIPC, we call it in Hyderabad. We call it PCB here, over here, doesn't matter. So you will not be having any bio class today. So you can log off after this class and you can continue with your daily activities. Daily activities would also include your solving your DPPs, which is coming your way right away. And once your batches are defined, the medical batch is different, the JE batch is different, you will be getting different DPPs. The medical one will be a different one. The JE one will be a different one. And everything will be solved. Everything will be discussed. Don't worry. Any doubts, Telegram over here, just ping me over there. As soon as I see it, I will be coming back to you on it. So I'll be saving this. Let me save this whiteboard. I'll be saving this whiteboard. Saved. I think it's saved. Okay. I'll be saving this whiteboard and I'll be sharing it in about a minute or so. A minute or two. As soon as the class is over. If you have any doubts, please come up. Else we can wind off the class and say goodbye. Please come up if you have any doubts.